إن الحمد لله نحمده ونستعين به ونستغفره ونعوذ بالله من شرور أنفسنا ومن سيئات أعمالنا. من يهده الله فهو المهتدي ومن يضلل فلا هادي له. أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله وحده لا شريك له، أشهد أن محمدا عبده ورسوله وصفيه من خلقه وخليله، بلغ الرسالة وأدى الأمانة ونصح الأمة فكشف الله به الغمة، وجاهد في الله حق جهاده حتى أتاه اليقين. اللهم اجزه عنا خير ما جزيت نبيا عن أمته ورسولا عن دعوته ورسالته. يا أيها الذين آمنوا اتقوا الله حق تقاته ولا تموتن إلا وأنتم مسلمون. يا أيها الناس اتقوا ربكم الذي خلقكم من نفس واحدة وخلق منها زوجها وبث منهما رجالا كثيرا ونساء، واتقوا الله الذي تساءلون به والأرحام إن الله كان عليكم رقيبا. يا أيها الذين آمنوا اتقوا الله وقولوا قولا سديدا يصلح لكم أعمالكم ويغفر لكم ذنوبكم، ومن يطع الله ورسوله فقد فاز فوزا عظيما. أما بعد، فإن أصدق الحديث كتاب الله، وخير الهدي هدي محمد صلى الله عليه وسلم، وشر الأمور محدثاتها، وكل محدثة بدعة، وكل بدعة ضلالة، وكل ضلالة في النار. All praise be to Allah, the King of the world, the Master of the Day of Judgment. I bear witness no one is worthy of worship but Allah Azza wa Jal. And I bear witness that Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam is the last and greatest messenger, was sent to mankind to bring them out of the darkness of this world to the light of this world and the hereafter, and from the injustices of religions to the justice of Islam. Inna ad-deena 'inda Allahi al-Islam. You guys spread out. Spread out. Don't sit next to each other. قال الشافعي رحمه الله تعالى: سر إلى الله عز وجل أو سيروا إلى الله عز وجل عرجا أو مكاسير، ولا تنتظروا العافية، فإن انتظار العافية بطالة. قال رحمه الله: سيروا إلى الله عرجا ومكاسير، ولا تنتظروا العافية، فإن انتظار العافية بطالة. He said, Imam Shafi'i rahimahullah ta'ala, walk to Allah Azza wa Jal and go to Allah Azza wa Jal, whether you're limping or you're broken, and do not wait for health, because waiting for such thing will make you always waiting and will not get you to do anything. Walk to Allah Azza wa Jal regardless of your condition. وإياك ثم إياك من التسويف. And beware and be careful of procrastination. And be careful of I will. If you see that you have any interest or any excitement about taking the path of Allah, capitalize and jump on it, and do not wait and let your shaitan and your nafs convince you the conditions are not right, because they will never be. Because the shaitan asked Allah Azza wa Jal for one thing. فَقَالَ رَبِّ أَنظِرْنِي إِلَى يَوْمِ يُبْعَثُونَ. Because the shaitan asked Allah to live till the end. For he's not dying until the end. And he's gonna make sure that he keeps convincing you that the conditions are not suitable for you to take that path to Allah Azza wa Jal. Beware. Shaitan wants you to be poor in your iman. He wants you to be poor in your ta'ah. He wants you to be poor in your journey to Allah. الشيطان يعدكم الفقر. Shaitan promises you poverty. Abdullah, the poverty of money is easy to overcome. Is easy to overcome. But the worst poverty is the poverty of al-Iman. To be poor in al-Iman. To be sitting aside when people are taking the path and rushing to the doors of paradise. To be lazy when people are striving to please their Lord. To be passive in times where your action is needed. Indeed, this is the regret, and this is al-khusran, and this is the big loss. A lot of us procrastinate and have such mentality of I will. Every time something comes and he feels I should go this way, especially when it comes to Allah Azza wa Jal, he convinces somehow himself that later. Such attitude is instilled in the child or in the person from very young age, in the environment he was around. He did not live in an environment that was always enticing him and encouraging him to produce. Father's lazy, mother's lazy, stuck in a routine. So they grow up with that mentality. So it's very important that we provide a different environment to our children that will make them and will encourage them to excel. And get out of the mindset that excellence has to be academically only. What did academia produce for us? That must be mixed, and their balance, or a balance must be established. Another reason is illa mubalah. There are certain people don't care. He tells you, I don't care. He doesn't live for a purpose. He never understood why he's here. Or maybe he never wanted to understand. So he lives his life day to day. Whatever comes, we take. The believer always, if you look in the book of Allah Azza wa Jal, there is always, Allah always try to take the mind to somewhere else. And that somewhere else is always al-akhirah. فيقول الله عز وجل وَأَنَّ إِلَىٰ رَبِّكَ الْمُنْتَهَى. And to your Lord is the end. And to your Lord is the goal. إِنَّا لِلَّهِ وَإِنَّا إِلَيْهِ رَاجِعُونَ. To Allah we belong, to Him we return. Always the talk about al-Jannah wal-Nar and paradise and the blessings in there, the bounties and the treatment, all that to encourage you to excel. So you must deal with yourself in a way, or treat your mind in a way that I am ready all the time. There is no such thing perfect conditions. That could be in the labs. But if you expect a perfect condition in your life for you to take the way to Allah, that will be very much impossible to achieve. And it's insanity to try to achieve that which is not achievable. Even to try. Add to that, a lot of people do not hold themselves accountable. How? He doesn't ask himself, Anna, what have I done in my life? I'm 30 years old, 40 years old, 50 years old, 60 years old. What have I produced? If I die right away or right now, what am I leaving? People fail to do that. You see, we always talk about how to do. And you should do this, and you should do that, and you should. The problem that's not working is because we are not waking up. You cannot go to a sleeping person and tell him to do things. And the wake up is al-muhasab, is to hold yourself accountable, to ask yourself such questions and to be honest in the answers. But if you notice that we never do that because we do not want to hit reality. And again, by no means I'm trying to be pessimistic or cynical, but this is the reality. I'm not trying to discourage you. We did not learn to hold ourselves accountable. Even though al-muhasabah is so important. And even if you translate it literally, accounting is so important. In business, if you just work every single day and you never add the numbers and you never know if you're making money or not, it's not a healthy thing. You will never be able to improve. Business could be working fine. You could be making money fine. But you will never be able to know, am I staying the same level? Am I going up or dropping without adding numbers? Same thing with life. قال علي بن أبي طالب رضي الله عنه من كان يومه كأمسه فهو مغبون ومن كان يومه شرا من أمسه فالموت أولى به. He said, whose today or whose day is equal to his yesterday, then indeed he's in a loss. He's in a loss. Well-ghubn is a business term. It means to buy something higher, in a price higher than the market, and to sell it less than the market. But when you got it, you lost. And when you sold it, you lost. فيقول رضي الله عنه علي, he said, whose today is equal to his yesterday, يعني who is not trying to improve. Someone lived yesterday and did not learn anything in yesterday, so he can be a better person in today. It's indeed a loss. Big loss. because الأيام قطع منك. إنما أنت أيام. فإذا ذهب يوم ذهب بعضك. You are nothing but days. Your body, your life, days. Count it. Every day passes, part of you passes. Doesn't come back. You cannot buy it back. Cannot make it up. That's it. But if that part of you passes and you did not produce, you lost. But when your day equal to your yesterday, you lost. And whose today is worse than his yesterday? He is more worthy to die. And it's better for him to be dead, because he's not at least staying at the same, he's losing way more. ايش هذا؟ هذا عايش or he's alive just to collect dhunub, just to collect sins and shortcomings and deficiencies. And it's better for him with the account he got to die, if that is the dunya to him. فكل هذه الأشياء and many more reasons, many more, منها أنه يأمن مكر الله. إنسان ليه يسوف؟ Because why he procrastinates? He thinks he's safe from Allah. وهذا بنفسه إجرام، جريمة وذنب. He thinks he's safe from Allah. يسوف يقول أنا طيب. بعد سنتين, after 2 years, I'll pray. After 2 years, I'll pay what I owe. After 2 years, I return the money I borrowed from people, even though I have it now. After 2 years, and 2 years come, and then another 2 years, and another 2 years. He's living his life thinking, you know what? I decide whenever I want. يعني Allah cannot strike, cannot smite, cannot take my life in 2 years. All these meanings come along with tasweef and procrastination and more. So Abdullah, عليك بنصيحة الشافعي رحمه الله, as we mentioned, walk and take the path to Allah Azza wa Jal, whether your leg is limping or broken. Crawl. And do not procrastinate, because you never know if you will heal. You never know if your leg will heal, for you to say, I'll wait until it heals. Ask الجبار الذي يجبر الكسر أن يعينك. Jabbar, who heals and fixes the broken thing. Ask him to help you. Do not quit. This life is a life, a time for work, taklif. In the last 2 or 3 months, how many people we personally know in the community got shot? We buried them. Right? The last 3 months. I'm not talking about natural death. I'm not talking about people dying because they're sick. Shot. The one who's been sick for years, expect to die any minute. And the one who woke up in the morning, took his shower, and dressed up, got in his car and drove to his job, the haram job, did not even cross his mind that today is his day. هذا تسويف. This is procrastination. Some of those enter the masjid only carried never bothered to walk into the house of Allah to make a rak'ah or sajda. But by force they were brought, carried. Don't procrastinate. I'm not honored to pray on someone like that. Shuf Abdullah, companion, Sahabi, they bring his janazah. So they asked the Prophet ﷺ to pray on him. فقال النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم عليه دين. Does he owe money? They said yes. قال صلوا على صاحب. He said, you pray on him. He didn't say it's haram to pray on him, but he wanted to teach them something very important. That حقوق الناس لا يتساهل بها. That people's rights, it's not something you take jokingly. You must be serious. Serious. شوف الشهيد. الشهيد, the real شهيد, huh? Not all شهداء today. كله شهيد. ها? حتى وصلنا درجة الكافر يقال عنه شهيد. سمعنا بعض. We heard some of the people supposedly of knowledge. Huh? They call the kuffar شهداء. مين شهيد؟ Anyway, the Prophet, the true shaheed, the one who fulfilled the conditions to deserve shahada, with the first drop of blood, all his sins forgiven. First drop. The only thing that is holding him is his death. Because it's the right of people, not Allah. Allah granted us the right amongst each other. Until you borrowed from me, you owe me. Allah will forgive His rights, but will let my right to me. Shaheed. Abdullah هذا, this is a companion who just owed a couple of dirham. ما بالك of someone who owes to Allah 5 prayers a day. Someone who owes to Allah the zakah of his money. Someone who owes to Allah the deen. And he never could. Don't be that person. That bullet, you never know when it comes. Now as the hype is growing against us, may Allah protect all. It's not going to be easy. So you rely on Allah Azza wa Jal and you strive to please Him. You strive to please Him. You rush to Him. سابقوا وسارعوا لمثل هذا فليعمل العاملون. Rush. Allah Azza wa Jal wants you to rush to Him. You might say it's difficult. العبد continues to be persistent and strive against his will to please Allah Azza wa Jal until he reaches a point كما قال ابن القيم رحمه الله حتى يصل إلى مرحلة يقيض الله له ملائكة تؤزه إلى الطاعة أزا. he struggles with salah, he struggles with ibadah, he struggles with waking up for salah, he struggles with giving. But he keeps striving and forcing himself and resisting and striving until he reaches a point that Allah Azza wa Jal designate angels to him that will push him to the obedience when it's time for him. فيكون نايم, he's sleeping, لا alarm, no alarm, nothing around him. Time of salah comes, gets up. He's sitting with the gathering. Time of salah comes, stand up, time comes. Sitting with the gathering, haram, stands up, time to leave. Ta'uz. Malaika and the angels are the creation of Allah that He uses and He designates to support the believers. But you need to strive. It doesn't come just like that. Work, resist until you enjoy. Very important. You have to strive. قال الله تعالى والذين جاهدوا فينا لنهدينهم سبلهم سبلنا. Do you want your way or Allah's way? Each one of us here, if he wants his way, it's going to be different. Allah's way is one. One. الهدى one. والنور one. في القرآن, these two terms never come plural. Guidance and light. One guidance, one light, one Allah, one Lord. الذين قال الله تعالى والذين جاهدوا فينا, and those who strive in our way, indeed we will grant them our way. تدفع تاخذ. You pay, you get. Jahid, first and foremost against yourself. Abdullah, ما في أحد, there is no one that cannot fight his desire to sleep and cannot wake up for Fajr. Gonna go to do jihad and gonna be able to stand in front of the enemies. You know one of the ways to stand in front of them is that you cannot just go deep sleep. How are you going to go deep sleep? يدخل عليك يقتل. Chop your head. No, if you cannot wake up for salah. Every ibadah, Abdullah, is nothing but a training for the big encounter. Mujahadat al-nafs, and striving against one's self and one's interest and one hawa. It's a very tough war. Very tough war. شوف Allah Azza wa Jal, when He talks in the Quran about al-jihad, He always, except in في موضع واحد, except in one ayah, He always say to strive with your wealth and your nafs. This order. Wealth and nafs. وَتُجَاهِدُونَ فِي سَبِيلِ اللَّهِ بِأَمْوَالِكُمْ وَأَنفُسِكُمْ. In the whole Quran, always this order. Mal, wealth, nafs. You cannot do that with wealth, you cannot do that with nafs. Because your nafs is more precious to you than your wealth. Shuf, that you work for your whole life, 30, 40 years. Collecting. God forbid you get sick. You're willing to spend every single penny you pay to cure yourself. Right? How many people went bankrupt after they caught a disease? Their whole life to be treated. لو واحد قال لا أنا after all these years of work I'm going to spend it on treatment? No. هذا مجنون. Right? Crazy. So when they're going to die, then what money going to do for you? Allah Azza wa Jal, if you cannot strive with that, you cannot strive with this. Except آية التوبة إن الله اشترى من المؤمنين أنفسهم وأموالهم بأن لهم الجنة. جاء في سياق الكلام عن الصحابة. But the point is, strive. Don't quit. Don't quit. This life is not easy. It's not easy. If you look at your life and see things easy in your relationship with Allah, wake up. We need to wake up. And we are taking it so easy. We are taking it lightly. And I'm not saying make your life difficult. I'm not saying make your life difficult. Abdullah, look at something you like. I see this with this. Look at something you like in life. Whatever it is. From the dunya. Forget about it. Let's put the deen and Allah aside for a second, for the sake of argument. Look at something you like in life. Some food you like. Some activity you like. Some sport you like. Some activity you like to do. And see if you are or you have the will to give Allah the same amount of time that you give for this thing you like. I'll give you a very simple example. I know people. He wakes up before Fajr time, so he can go to the gym. The day he doesn't go to pray, the day he doesn't go to gym, he doesn't wake up for food. هذا حرمان ولا لا? This is loss or not? People, when they have working days and they're working, they wake up before Fajr. And he prays, mashallah. But his day off, he prays Fajr after Sunday. Right or wrong? And it could be us. And maybe it was any one of us at certain times in our lives. We have school. This term I'm in college. This term I'm taking very early class. And I have to wake up before Fajr to make a day. I pray Fajr on time. Monday, Wednesday, or Tuesday, Thursday, or Monday, Wednesday, Friday, whenever I have the class in college. But the other days when I don't have that class, I don't wake up for Fajr. You see how short we are with Allah? You see how Allah is of no worth to us? That is the reality we live in. Now you understand قوله تعالى أفرأيت من اتخذ إلهه هواه. Have you seen he who put his hawa and his desires as his Lord? Now you understand it better. What it means. نسأل الله لنا ولكم الهداية. أقول قولي هذا واستغفر الله لي ولكم فيا جميع المستغفرين. الحمد لله الذي هدانا لهذا وما كنا لنهتدي لولا أن هدانا الله. صلي وسلم على خير هاد مبعوث رحمة للعالمين محمد بن عبد الله صلى الله عليه وعلى آله وصحبه ومن والاه. ذكر بكر بن عبد الله المزني رحمه الله تعالى قصة لأحد ملوك بني إسرائيل. بكر بن عبد الله المزني رحمه الله mentioned in one of his books a story of one of the kings of Bani Israel. This king had many kids. And every kid, every child grows up, he hits an age where he takes off the clothes of the prince and the clothes of the kings and wear clothes of war. He goes to the mountains. يخرج الحي من الميت. يخرج الحي من الميت. Go to the mountain. فهذا الملك رزق ولدا على كبر. He got a child while he was old. The father is old. And happened that Allah gave him a kid. So he wanted to make sure that we're going to be the next king. I don't want the same thing to happen to this king. فأنشأه نشأة, and he raised him in a way that he surrounded him with all types of pleasures. Everything that a human being desires, that's what he made sure his son is exposed to. So when he got a little older, where he can go and search, he ordered that a wall to be built around the palace. So he cannot see what's outside. And he said, busy him with everything. حفلات وكمان حفلات وأصحاب ودنيا. Get him busy with people of the dunya. Get him foods and drinks and everything that people look for. بس اعزلوه عن الدنيا. كان هذا فرسخ الحاد فرسخ يعني حوالي 3 أميال أظن. عازل. So one day he walks next to the wall and he keeps walking until he hits the end. So he looks at those around him and he says, got to be something behind this wall. This world cannot be just ending here. He said, I want out. He said, لا, الملك يزعل. جلالة الملك المعظم. The king will get upset. He said, I insist. They said, we ask your father. So they went. He said, let him out. But make sure that in his entourage you surround him with people who are cheering for him and chanting, Viva King, or Viva Prince, or life for you and you're the best, and that. Keep him busy. He said, okay. So his entourage and his horse, people around him cheering for him, نفسه. أتواصوا به, same thing. Years passes, hundreds of years, the same people follow the same thing. Remember when we were kids and they will drag us out of schools when the king decided to drive on that street just to say hi. ولا بنشوفه وهو بيجوز حتى مش السيد. Anyway. So they took him out. For while their entourage and people chanting يحيى الملك ويحيى الأمير فإذا به يرى رجلا مبتلى. He notices, he sees someone sick. Sometimes sickness clear. He stops there. قال ما هذا? He said, what's this? قالوا مبتلى. Someone tested, sick. قال أويجري هذا على أحد دون أحد? Does this happen to certain people but doesn't happen to others? Are there people immune for that? They said no, it happens to everyone. He said it happened even to me. قالوا even to you. قال إذن هذا عيش كدر. When they said even you could happen, this could happen to, he said this is a worthless life. Miserable life. It's not worth it. If there's something that could happen to me like this, it doesn't matter what I'm surrounded with, it's not worth it. So he returned depressed. So the father tells them, get him more excited, get him more busy. One day he decided to leave again. Again, the same story. He passes by, رجل هرم قد سال اللعاب من فيه. He passed by a very old man, very old, drooling from his age. He stops. What is this? قالوا هرم. قال ايش هرم؟ قال رجل كبير في العمر. قال ويجري على أحد دون أحد. This happens to certain people. It happens to everyone. قال even me. He said قال هذا إذن عيش كدر. This is miserable life. Same story back. The third time, he sees a dead person. He sees a janazah. See people carrying a man on their shoulder. Stop, what is that? قالوا ميت. قال انزلوه. They said dead. He said bring him down. They bring him. قال اجلسوه. قال ما يجلس. Set him up. He doesn't sit. كلموه. Talk to him. He doesn't talk. Where are you taking him? He said, we're burying him. He said, then what? He said, then he will be brought back. For what? To stand before Allah. Then what? He will ask him. But what? What he's done. So he jumps off the horse and he put his face in the dirt. قال هذا الذي كنت أخشى. عثر وجهه في التراب, puts his face in the dirt, and he said, this is exactly what I was fearing. This is what I was afraid. That after all this, and all the happiness, and all the pleasures, I will have to be asked. So he returned to his place. He takes off his clothes and he put the wool, and he decided to live. And then he makes the following dua. He says, Allahumma inni as'aluka fi shay'in la saghira li fihi wa la kabir. إنما جرت عليه المقادير كم وددت لو كان الماء في الماء والطين في الطين ولم أرى من هذه الدنيا نظرة. He said, oh Allah, I ask you for something that I have no control over, something that you decree. I wish if I was never created, that's the meaning of الماء في الماء والطين في الطين. I wish I was never created and never took a look or a peek at this world. قال بكر بن عبد الله المزني رحمه الله, the one who narrates the story, he said, هذا رجل أذنب ذنبا لم يعلم عنه. This is a man who made one sin, who committed one sin, and he had no idea he was sinning. فما بال رجال يذنبون ذنوبا يعلمون عنها ولا يتعظون ولا يتوبون. What's wrong with people who sins day and night and they know it's haram and they never repent? Abdullah, this is the fruit of al-muhasab. This is how you hold yourself accountable so you can get up and walk toward your akhirah. إن الله وملائكته يصلون على النبي يا أيها الذين آمنوا صلوا عليه وسلموا تسليما. اللهم صل على محمد وعلى آل محمد كما صليت على إبراهيم وعلى آل إبراهيم في العالمين إنك حميد مجيد. اللهم بارك على محمد وعلى آل محمد كما باركت على إبراهيم وعلى آل إبراهيم في العالمين إنك حميد مجيد. اللهم أعز الإسلام والمسلمين، اللهم أعز الإسلام والمسلمين، اللهم أعز الإسلام والمسلمين، اللهم أذل الشرك والمشركين، اللهم أذل الشرك والمشركين. اللهم من أرادنا وأراد ديننا وأمتنا بخير فيسره لكل خير، ومن أرادنا وأراد أمتنا وديننا بشر فخذه أخذ عزيز مقتدر. اللهم أرنا الحق حقا وارزقنا اتباعه، وأرنا الباطل باطلا وارزقنا اجتنابه. اللهم ردنا إلى ديننا ردا جميلا. اللهم أصلح رجال المسلمين، اللهم أصلح نساء المسلمين، اللهم أصلح أبناء المسلمين، اللهم أصلحنا أجمعين حكاما ومحكومين يا رب العالمين. عباد الله، إن الله يأمر بالعدل والإحسان وإيتاء ذي القربى وينهى عن الفحشاء والمنكر والبغي يعظكم لعلكم تذكرون.